I'm always grateful, and I have to pinch myself for the love and the appreciation and the respect that we get from our incredible audience.
Did Rachel Zegler just throw shade at Gal Gadot for being pro-Israel? You'd be shocked to know about the drama that's happening behind the set of the latest Snow White movie. Stay tuned and we'll tell you about this. So everyone knows the classic Disney story, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right? It's about Snow White, an orphan princess with a jealous stepmother, the evil queen. When Snow White learns the queen wants her dead, she runs into the woods and lives with some dwarves. Things are fine until she eats a poisoned apple, falls into a coma, and is awakened by a prince's kiss. Now, Disney is working on a remake, but there's a lot of drama. Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, called the story weird because it's about a love story with a prince who stalks her. Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, said the old movie is outdated and that the new Snow White will be more powerful, not just waiting for a prince to save her. While this sounds like a modern update, not everyone is happy. On TikTok, people are criticising the changes, saying the movie is trying too hard to be feminist. Some even wonder why the remake is happening at all, with Peter Dinklage questioning why it still involves dwarves. Rachel also caused a stir with comments about wanting fair pay while striking, which didn't go over well with some fans. They thought she'd be more grateful. Things got so intense that Rachel had to apologise in a tearful video, but not everyone bought it. But what's more interesting than this drama is the beef between Rachel and Gal themselves. Looks like they are at odds, not just in the movie, but also in real life. So what is going on between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler? Let's break it down. These two have been throwing shade at each other online, and it's got everyone wondering why. Rachel's been super vocal about her support for Palestine, while Gal's been just as outspoken about her support for Israel. And honey, these two are not holding back. So on August 10th, Disney dropped the trailer for the new live-action Snow White. But instead of everyone fawning over it, the trailer turned into a total controversy hotspot. The movie's being discussed left, right and centre, but the real drama is what's happening between Rachel and Gal. People are saying their political differences might be spilling over into their work life, and it's causing some major behind-the-scenes drama. Rachel's been all about that Free Palestine movement for years now, and she didn't hold back when promoting the Snow White trailer. Just 2 days after the trailer dropped, she took to Twitter to thank her fans, but then dropped a bomb by tweeting, "And always remember, Free Palestine." It was like she was subtly shading Gal, who's not just Israeli, but also a former member of the Israeli Defense Forces, or the IDF. Gal has been very vocal about her pro-Israel views, so you can just imagine the tension on set between these two. And Rachel didn't just start this. She's been using her platform to speak up for Palestine since at least 2021. Back then, she was just tweeting stuff like, "It will always be Free Palestine," and pushing for awareness and action during the ongoing conflict. Fast forward to 2023, and she's still at it, urging her fans to call their government leaders and push for a ceasefire. Rachel's social media has basically become a hub for pro-Palestine activism. On the flip side, Gal's been just as vocal in her support for Israel. Ever since her Wonder Woman days, she's been proudly flaunting her Zionist views and supporting the Israeli military. She even served as a combat fitness instructor in the IDF, which really shaped her perspective on the conflict. Gal's been posting about her support for Israel for years, like in 2014 when she sent out love and prayers to Israel's soldiers fighting Hamas. And recently, after the October 7th attacks in 2023, she's been even more outspoken, urging people to stand with Israel and even organising a screening of a film showing Israel's perspective on the attacks. So yeah, these two are on completely opposite sides when it comes to their political views. And it's not just something they keep to themselves. It has gone to the extent that the whole of social media is noticing it and trying to choose sides. Their fans have noticed the tension too, especially with all the cryptic posts and sub-tweets flying around. After the trailer dropped, Gal posted this quote from Martin Luther King Jr. on her Instagram story. Something about how hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Fans were left wondering if this was a dig at Rachel, because it came right after Rachel's pro-Palestine tweet. But the tea doesn't stop there, it just keeps brewing. Just a few days later, someone caught Gal retweeting a post that totally shaded Rachel. And what did that tweet say? The tweet basically called Rachel out for trying to make herself look good by shading her co-star who's actually lived through the conflict. The tweet was quickly unretweeted, but the damage was done. People were thinking the press tour was going to be a total nightmare. It left everyone wondering if Gal was behind it herself, or if it was just her PR team. Either way, it was obvious there wasn't much love between the two. Now, let's see what the fans of Gal Gadot and Rachel got to say about this. Honestly, they've been all over social media dissecting every interaction between Rachel and Gal. Some are totally on Rachel's side, saying she's standing up for what she believes in. Others are backing Gal, pointing out that she's been through a lot and has every right to support her country. And then there's those who are just here for the drama, wondering how in the world these two are going to survive the press tour without clawing each other's eyes out. But there is more insider information coming in from the set of Snow White. Wonder what it is? People couldn't help but notice the casting choices. Some were confused about casting a Latina actress as Snow White, who's traditionally been portrayed as fair-skinned. Others were upset about Gal, an Israeli actress, being cast during such a tense time, with pro-Palestine supporters calling for a boycott and pro-Israel supporters finding it offensive that she's playing a villain. Rachel had already stirred the pot by saying she hated the original 1937 Snow White movie, calling the storyline weird and referring to the prince as a stalker. She even made sure the remake would have no fairy tale kisses unless they were consensual, which got some people riled up. But hey, does it seem like Rachel needs to watch out? Because Rachel's comments about the original Snow White didn't sit well with everyone. Critics labelled her a fake feminist, and some accused her of gaslighting. A marketing consultant even warned that Disney might need to be careful with how they're portraying Snow White in this version. Rachel made it clear she wanted the remake to be more progressive, saying her character isn't going to be saved by the prince or dream about true love. But some people think Disney might have gone too far in the opposite direction, trying to push a strong message and calling it empowerment. Either way, it'll be interesting to see how things go as the movie release date approaches, especially with Gal and Rachel having to work together during the press tour, considering the tension between them. People are already wondering about what it will be like when they do interviews together. Imagine the awkwardness of them sitting side by side, trying to promote the movie. Fans have noticed that Rachel seems less excited about Snow White, especially when Gal is around. It's like the energy just disappears whenever they're in the same room. Some people aren't giving Rachel much sympathy though. They point out that she knew what she was getting herself into when she took the role, considering Gal has been open about her views for years, so it's not like Rachel didn't see this coming. Critics are also saying that Rachel's supporters are just making excuses for her, and that she'd have known better than to work with someone whose views are so different from hers. They feel that whether there's drama or not, Rachel chose to work with Gal, so now she has to deal with the fallout. As the movie's release gets closer, everyone is eagerly waiting to see how this situation unfolds. Will they manage to keep it professional and smile for the cameras, or will the drama blow up for everyone to see? The $330 million Disney movie, directed by Mark Webb, was supposed to come out in March 2024, but it was delayed after Disney had some serious crisis talks to try and fix the negative drama surrounding it. They even decided to replace the diverse dwarves with CGI ones that look more like the characters from the original movie. So, what do you think? Are Rachel and Gal going to keep it together? Or are we in for some major drama on the red carpet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more. See you next time!